our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming to you every Monday morning, just bringing a little bit of awareness into our lives. Good morning, Keith. Just to kind of help give us some guidance each week, something to work on, something to look at. As you know, each week we do start off with a small discussion, about a half an hour, and then we move right into our 5-card stud where we do highlight a deck each week. This week, it's a little different. It's Creatrix Awakened Oracle Deck by Shannon Van de Berg. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Oh my gosh. So since I've received this, I've been like, oh my God, happy Monday morning, dude. You too. I've been interested in this since I got this. I've been like, oh, this is just very interesting. The artwork that I can see in the pictures, I'm very eager to find out what this is all about. I won't even lie. I'm eager. So, we're going to get ready. We're going to get right to it. Good morning, Tim. As you know, we're going to use Mr. Neil Donald Walsh's book. And for anybody interested in finding out more about Neil, go to his website. You're going to find out he does these amazing talks on various days, usually Saturdays, where it's really affordable. But he really talks about everything in this book, a lot about just different ways of thought, looking at the world, looking at yourself, issues. Yeah. So I personally have not gone to one because I'm busy, but I do know people that go to them and they're mind blowing. So I do eagerly, ask people to go check them out, go look at them. It's not going to be something that is a waste of your time or your money. So that being said, okay, let's get on to this with him. Okay, it does say you keep changing the boundaries. Essential truth. Oh my God. Hello, Asha. Sorry, getting the footstool comfortable. Okay, it says you keep changing the boundaries. You have created your ideas of what is right and wrong simply to define who you are. Although you are nothing without these definitions, these boundaries, like me, you keep changing the boundaries as you change your ideas of who you are. People's ideas of right and wrong change and have changed over and over again from the culture to culture, time period to time period, religion to religion, place to place, even family to family, and person to person. For example, burning a person at the stake for witchcraft was once considered right, and today prostitution is wrong in one location, but not in another. And so it is that there are no rotten apples in the barrel. There are only people who disagree with your point of view on things, people who construct a different model of the world from yours. We are all making up the rules as we go along, changing the boundaries to fit our present reality, reassessing who we are, and that's perfectly all right. In fact, it is as it should be. And if we are to be evolved beings. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. Okay, so let's kind of break this down. And I think this is kind of broken down already. So for me, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, do we really need to talk about this? But as always, hello, Miss Spiritual Nest. As always, what we're kind of, not a problem. You have fun, darling. Have a great day. Learn lots. So when we look at this, the rights and wrongs, we tend to get, as human beings, very strict in what we think is right and wrong, don't we? We get very strict. So much so that we can really be judgmental. And I hate to say that because I have been that person in the past where I become very judgmental of somebody else, looking at something that's right or wrong, different from my own. Okay. I will tell you, I work with this every day almost every moment of every day. And what I mean by that, because you're like, oh my God, how can you work on it? Again, why? Because quite frankly, we stroll Facebook. We have thoughts in our heads. We have a lot going on. We're always thinking about something. We never stop thinking about something. We always tend to compare it to our own selves or our own ideals. Okay. I mean, just like the other day. Hello. Just like the other day, what had happened was I'd seen on, I think it was on Facebook or the news, I'm not quite sure, where it was a death row inmate died of natural causes before they could kill him, and I went, oh God, thank God. And I stopped myself. I go, oh my God, why am I thinking that? Why am I thinking that? Why? Because I personally believe murder in any form is wrong. It's me. It's just the way I deem it. Just because somebody kills somebody doesn't give us a right to kill somebody else. That's my thought process. That may not be everybody's thought process, but it made me stop and go, wait a second, where does somebody else sit in this? Where does somebody else sit in this aspect? And it made me kind of sit there and ponder, well, how would I feel if I was one of the family members of somebody that he killed? Would I want them put to death? Would I want the eye for an eye type of situation? Or would I sit back and go, you know what, I'd rather just see him be taken off the streets and extended his life into a confinement situation. Because quite frankly, how I view something, again, is not how somebody else views it. And I will tell you what, it wasn't always that way. I used to be a person that got very, very fast in my thought process, very, very confined, very concrete. Okay. But when I was in a concrete situation, and what I mean by concrete was you couldn't get me to move. I could sit there and debate all day long, every day, on my viewpoints of being right. And even though I would look at you and say, hey, I will listen to you out to see if you could change my mind, I knew in my heart of heart, there was no way you were ever going to change my mind to make me think that you were right. These days, I sit back, I go, let's ponder this. Why is my right? Why is your wrong? And I sit back and I go, okay, let's look at this. Why is it? And this is why I tend to start to ask myself is, why is it what I think right is what it's supposed to be? And what has happened over time, as I've changed my thought process, I've changed my boundaries. Okay. And it's really weird because I know I'm a person that preaches, put your boundaries up, make sure you put your boundaries up. Boundaries keep you safe. But when it comes to my thought process and the way I look at life and the way I deal with things, I have virtually no boundaries anymore. I have literally taken those boundaries and collapsed them. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. My nose, it just itches. And I've collapsed those boundaries because it helps me to open up and to start to see somebody else. If I want to truly, or if you want to truly see somebody for who they are, you have to take your boundaries of your thought processes down. You have to literally go, okay, I need to take all my rules, my regulations, my ideas of right and wrong, my ideas of morals or morality, and you got to throw them out the window. You really do. You just have to throw them out the window to go, if I want to see who this person is and understand them, I have to take my thoughts and I have to get rid of those. Why? Because my thoughts, my ideals are going to change my viewpoint of somebody. So I have to sit there and I will think of somebody. And even if part of my ego, part of my own thought process comes in, I will stop and go, wait a second, but that's mine. How are they seeing it? How are they viewing it? How are they walking through life? And why do they feel it's right? Or why do they feel it's wrong? Okay, that's a big thing. That's really hard. And I will tell you what, that is no more apparent than it is today. Again, guys, I'm not a political person. I'm not a religious person. But what do we have all over the world right now? We have nothing but politics and religion. And I will tell you what, politics, whether it be stateside or on the other side of the ocean. So it doesn't really matter which side of it doesn't matter which side of the ocean you're looking at. America, we have Republic versus Democrat going on. And then we even have, let's get a little deeper than that because it's going deeper on that. When you get on the other side of the world and you just go to Britain or go to England, you're looking at King Charles versus, the potential King William, or how Queen Elizabeth was, and you start to see the dynamic there. Okay. It really does get people batting heads all the time. And it doesn't stop. Why? Because we're always looking at what we feel is right or wrong, what we feel is best for our nation or our people. When all actuality, let's think about it. It may not be. It may not be. It may not be right. It might not be wrong. It may not be whatever. It may just be what it is. And what ends up happening is when you get a lot of people going, oh my gosh, back and forth, what you get is you get chaos, you get angry, you get wars, you get people going at each other's throat for no reason. Honestly, if you go back to American history and you look at the Civil War, wasn't that what that was about? Two different ideas, two different ways of looking at things, and two ways of wanting to be, and both sides so strong on which one was right. And I will tell you what, through that process, we didn't have growth. Nobody looked at each other's and said, why do we feel this one is right or this one is wrong? Okay? We never looked at that. And that becomes the issue. Because even in this day and age, where, grant you, we're not doing a fight over slavery. Thank God that fight is over. But there's other fights. There's other morals that are going on. Whether a woman has a right to her body or not, whether, we're looking at women's rights again, whether, a person has a right to, let's break it down to even wearing a seatbelt or not wearing a seatbelt. We always have somebody else telling us what their ideals are. Now, I'm not asking anybody to jump up and start, fights or rebelliousness or going against something. That's not what I'm starting to look at. But it's kind of like sitting back and going, what's really this about? What's this about? Let's just take the seatbelt law. Let's take politics down to something very, very small. The seatbelt law. Okay. Pretty much across the United States, there is a law that says you have to wear your seatbelt when you're in a car and it's moving. You have to. Why? Because they want to keep us safe and they want to keep the death toll down. They want to do blah, blah, blah. And somebody looked at me one day and went, oh my God, DeEtte, what do you think about it? I went, you know what? If it wasn't for Barbara Mandrell, we wouldn't have that. And then, well, what do you mean? And I said, because we didn't have seatbelt laws back then. Granted, it was, I think, the 80s and 90s. We didn't have seatbelt laws. And one lady who had a big voice had a car accident where she was wearing her seatbelt by her choice, and it saved her life. So she jumped on a platform, and she started telling everybody what she thought, and she was going to force this in to a law because she felt everybody should wear a seatbelt. She won. One person did that. Okay? The whole time she was putting on this voice and putting it out there, you could find several statistics where people lived because they didn't have their seatbelt on, because they were thrown from the car, because they were thrown from the backseat, because they were thrown someplace else. Now, am I saying, one is better than the other? No, I'm not. But it's somebody else putting up a voice because this was their boundary. And they felt everybody should think the way that they think. Now, think about that. That's one thing. And granted, it's something as simple as a seatbelt. It's something that simple. But something that simple affects everybody, positively and negatively. I wonder how many people die now because they have their seatbelt on, because they got stuck where they were. And again, I'm not going back to rewrite a law, but I wonder how that person felt. And that's something as simple as that, guys. And I know you're all going, oh my God, I should be an idiot. No, I'm not. Why? Because grant you the seatbelt saved more lives than they lose. I get it. I understand it. But think about every time you feel something is right or wrong, and you weigh that on somebody else, and you force them to follow your way of doing it, even if it's not right for them. And what if you enforce what you feel is right or wrong for you onto somebody else, and you pressure them into doing it or changing their ways? And it ends up being catastrophic for them because it wasn't right for them. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel if their life is devastated because your right for you was not right for them. And because you could not break down your boundary, are you going to hold the weight of that? Are you going to look at yourself and say, I did that to that person because I forced myself onto somebody else? And that's what about being an evolved being is. It's not forcing your ideals and your thought process onto somebody else. It's really that simple. It's the simplest thing there is out there, guys. If there's anything you're ever going to change about yourself or look at or grow, it's to take your boundaries and keep them to your damn self. Sorry to use those words. I know it's not quite swearing, but to me, it's kind of strong. To say your boundaries are like your opinions. They only matter to you because they're only right for you. Now, earlier today, I was thinking about one of my exes, and I've only got a couple, but I was thinking about how, you know what, it irritates me because no matter what his situation is, and right now, my way of looking at it, his situation isn't good, and I haven't spoke to him in years. Don't ever plan to speak to him again. Hello. But, and I only know because he kind of hit the news again about where his situation is. And I thought, you know what is it about this person? No matter what he does or does not do, he always somehow ends up on top. And grant you, he's done something to hit the news again, which isn't good. But he will fight. He still has a home. He still has a car. He still has money coming in. He still is able to survive. He still has all these things that happen. But in my opinion, when somebody does as many things as he does, should probably be locked up and the key thrown away at this point. But yet he doesn't. And he always ends up on that way of being better, on the rosy side. And I thought to myself, he doesn't feel his way of doing things is wrong. He doesn't feel his way of living is wrong. He doesn't feel the way he gets things is wrong. Now, is it mine to decide that? Even right now, as I say that, I struggle with going, why? So I have to break down to me, why is it? Why is it I look at that? Why am I bothered by somebody else? Why should I be bothered by that? Why? I shouldn't. I get angry because I get jealous. I get angry because I get disappointed. I get angry because it's not my way of looking at it. And I have to stop and go, wait a second. I need to click all those and just, kind of hit the do not disturb button. Because none of them have anything to do with me. Point blank. None of it has to do with me. And I know we'll look at people, because we always have people that are going to come back and go, but it affects society. Because he does. He affects society. And he does. But the only reason he affects people is because people allow him to affect them. If everybody individually went, not my cup of tea, guess what? He'd either be by himself or he'd find people of like mind. It's that simple. I don't know what his soul is here for. I don't know what his growth is here for. I have no clue. That's his. Now, I haven't brought up this book in a very, very long time. And it's The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, I believe is the name. God, I hope that's right. Now, break, I'll double check it. But it's about a man that lived a life that most of us would go, oh my good gracious. Oh my good gracious. Why? Because he partied and he womanized and he was an addict and he never had a job and he was just all over the place. And his whole family was like, oh my God. Like, they were appalled by him. They were appalled by him. Why? Because he was just not cut in the society. He was not like the family thought he should be. And he died. And his sister, who was like a dentist or a counselor, I can't remember, but she was a professional and not in the spiritual world in any way, shape, or form. And even she thought when he died, oh my God, they seen that coming and never had a good word to say about him. And then by some miraculous thing, he showed up to his sister in a mediumship way, because of course he's dead. And his sister doesn't believe in any of this, or has never even been exposed to mediumship, let alone spirituality. And she's hearing her brother and she's talking to her brother. She ends up writing a book with him after he's dead about his existence. Now, this man that the family and most of us would look at as being like the bottom of the pool ended up getting more growth than anybody because he experienced life and he experienced it on his own hands. He enjoyed life. Life was amazing to him. And when he died and he had to go through a soul review, guess what? Honestly, he really didn't affect that many people. The only people that were affected by him were literally people that wanted to judge him. He was all over the place. He did what he wanted. He grew as a soul and he leveled up as a soul. Why? Because he took his life in a way that would build experience. It built life. It built understanding. It gave him the opportunity to go everywhere and to experience everybody. He didn't have prejudgments on anybody else. And he lived his life that way. Now, that book is a great story, and it's a true story, guys. This is a true story. When you look at this book, I mean, it's a very thin book. It's very light. It's an easy read, but it's got so much information in it. Because when we start to realize and we start to think about why somebody else is where they're at, what's the reason for that? We stop the judgment. We pull back from it and we go, yeah, you know what? There's no reason for me to judge somebody else because, quite frankly, I have no clue what's happening in their life. I have no clue what's going on with their soul. None. None. It's quite interesting. If you ever really want to break this down, if you really want to have a big, huge understanding, walk into any strip club. Go to the strip club. Sit down. Take a moment to talk to the girls. Find out their story. Find out why they're there. Without judgment. Just sit down out of curiosity. What brought you to this point? Then take a moment and talk to some of the patrons. Why do you come here? You're going to find out that why they're all there is quite different than what you thought the reason they were there. Now, I haven't done that. Well, it's been multiple years. I walked in once. I was young. It made me nervous. I was uncomfortable with myself, let alone anybody else. So it's not someplace I went back to. But I've had a lot of friends that work there, or a lot of friends that go there. I had family that worked there. And to listen to their stories is mind-blowing. What brought them to that place? And it took my idea of what a strip club was, and it totally shifted it. And I went, there you go. Who knew? It is what it is. You start to find out, guys, the only time you can have judgment is because you only know this much of it. You don't know this much of it. Now, I've talked about, because you got the other side of the spectrum. When I first started working as a CNA, when I was in nursing school, I remember taking care of this little old lady. She had full-blown dementia, not there anymore, not even really able to talk much anymore. She had this big black tattoo going across her thigh. And we're talking like this thick, wrapped both sides of her thigh. It was very blurry. You couldn't see what it was anymore. And this is back in the 90s. So, and she was probably in her 80s at that point. So you're looking at, she was born in 1910 or so, or maybe earlier. And this tattoo is put on her leg probably in the 20s or the 30s. And I had to sit back and I used to look at that and look at her and just be in awe because she couldn't tell me her story. All I knew was that at some point this lady rode motorcycles. That's all I knew. And I remember looking at her, thinking about the life she had to have lived and the beauty of it, and probably the judgment that she took. But she still, in the face of all of that, was herself. Was herself. And the sad thing is during the time of me caring for her, which was for a few years, I never remember one person coming to visit her. And I used to think that was so sad. And I had to sit back and go, I wonder why. Was it because she was judged? Was it because nobody understood her? Or was it because all of her friends and family had passed away? I didn't know. And then I would think, why is she still holding on without a memory? This lady had broke her femur, and they couldn't even operate to fix it. Medicated through the pain, and she still held on. And I would think, and she was such a beautiful example of a life that I was able to touch and be part of. And the beautiful wonder of what that life was, because looking at her and caring for her opened up my boundaries or destroyed my boundaries to give up judgment. It was the beginning of seeing life through somebody else's eyes and realizing I had no place to judge somebody else. I have no place to stand up and say somebody else is right or wrong, because their life for them and the way they're living it is perfect for them. It's not my way of looking at it. But I also realize every time that I show up and I put a boundary in between me and somebody else, between my right and their right, I start to feel stuck because I'm stifling myself. I'm not allowing myself to grow. I'm not allowing myself to spread my wings. So for all those people that go, I'm feeling stuck, I don't know how to push forward, I don't know what else to do, start to break down your boundaries on what's right or wrong, what you should or shouldn't do, and allow it to come to you. Allow it to see everything. And you're going to be surprised how much faster doors start to open, not because they're opening, but because they were always open to you. You just put a mask over your own eyes that you couldn't see it. So start to break down your boundaries, guys. You'll evolve, you'll grow, and your life will dramatically change. Hopefully you enjoyed that this week. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do our 5-card stud with our highlighted deck. This is DeEtte with School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. We'll see you in a few, guys.
Explore your higher consciousness with the Edge Media platform. We're a multimedia platform dedicated to connecting curious teachers and seekers in a safe, welcoming space. Dive into spiritual growth with our print magazine, digital content, podcasts, and in-person experiences. Whether you're seeking wisdom or sharing it, we're here to inspire and uplift your journey, here, there, and everywhere. Connect with us today. Are you ready to elevate your spiritual journey and embrace transformation? Our celestial guided pennants are powerful tools designed to support your spiritual growth. Infused with tensor technology and the energy of crystals, these pennants help you release what no longer serves you and opens the doors to new beginnings. Explore our angelic armor collection today at energiesofservice.com and find the pennant that resonates with you. Transform your journey. Embrace the power of angelic armor today.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. I'm coming back with our highlighted deck this week. We are going to open it, get into this because it's quite phenomenal. I love this. I love this. Here we go. And I love how we're getting a further reach of people that are listening and showing up. And I'm always blown away because they come through. I always thought people would rather have the reading. And I'm mind blown every week that people come in, new people are coming in all the time, and they're listening to the talk. When it comes to the reading, they walk away. They just, we're done. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay. I love that, guys. I love that. So this week is the Creatrix Awakened Oracle Deck by Shannon van Den Berg. Artwork is by Stephanie Wicker Campbell. And this is a Muse Oracle Press deck. I like the back of it. I'm really intrigued. It says, welcome to the Creatrix Awakening Oracle Deck, a sacred tool designed to activate divine feminine leadership within you, curated to inspire creativity, embodiment, and a deep commitment to your sacred role in the age of Sophia. This high-frequency deck will guide you through continuous transformation and self-rebirth. Infused with ancient and cosmic codes, as well as sacred contributions from authors of all genders, it resonates with modern leaders merging ancient wisdom with new earth sovereignty. Each card offers guidance through initiations and breakthroughs. Embrace this deck, unleash the potential, and step into the sacred circle of fierce, wise leaders ready to birth a new paradigm. I am thinking too much while I'm trying to read, guys. I'm just letting you know that. I'm trying to read and my whole brain is going, it's going so fast. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I got lost there. I hit a button I shouldn't have. So let's get into this. 5-card stud, guys. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Fierce feminine frequency leaders, merging ancient wisdom and new earth sovereignty. Oh, that's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Even the book. Holy crap. Same book. It says basically the same on the back. Let's open it up. Oh my God. Oh my. Every book should be this way. Look at the dynamics of that. Doesn't even look like the card. It just has the imagery. Oh my good gracious. I'm in love with this book. I'm in love with it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm in love. I won't even lie. I'm in love. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. I love the fact that it's got beautiful full color. I like the fact it took the card out of it. It just has the picture. I love it. And why? Because these are great ones you get. This is big enough to put in your back pocket. If you're a guy, if you're a woman, it's beautiful. It's just even a little, the smallest purse can fit this book. If you need to look at the deck, it's right here. You can pick it up. What do I need today? Open it up and it says, oh, I love it. I literally ask myself, what do I need to hear? And what do I get? The continuous growth, peel back the layers, and ascension. There we go. So I love that book, guys. I won't even lie. I love that book. Oh my God, look at another gorgeous with a symbol in there. I'm in love. I'm in love. I won't even lie. I'm in love with this deck, and I haven't even started the deck yet. It's rare that I do that. And then I seen this. They put some attention to detail in this deck. Oh my God. So 5-card set, guys. What is it? Oh my God, this might, I haven't even started to read this deck yet. And this, just by looking at it, might become my daily use. I won't even lie. So 5-card stud. It just doesn't stop. 5-card stud. What is a 5-card stud? Is where I am going to pick 5 cards. I'm going to read those cards individually. Okay. Once we get done with them individually, I'm going to read them as a whole. What do you get to do? You get to pick a number 1 through 5. You're literally going to go, what do I need to hear today? Boom. There you go. You're going to use that for the today. You're going to use that for the week. You're going to do whatever. If you have issues, you can write those issues down. You can put a number next to it. Why? Because that's going to tell you a little bit of guidance for that issue. You can pick 1 card, 2 cards. You can pick all the cards. This is up to you. It's your reading, guys. It's yours. I like to highlight different decks each week. Why? Because for me, when somebody else does a reading with them, it gives you this, do I resonate with it? Do I not resonate with it? And I will tell you what, this deck, I haven't even read it and I'm resonating. I'm like, everybody should have this deck for Christmas. I'm telling you. Like this should be, so far, it should have been everybody's stocking. And I haven't even started to read the cards yet. So it's quite incredible. Okay, not to put that on you, but I'm loving the deck. It's just me. I like vibrance. I love the colors. I love so much to pull from. And that's what I like. When I see this imagery, there's so much to pull from that imagery. It's amazing. So let's get started with this. So card number 1. Ooh. Card number 1. Isn't that funny? I just picked this out of the book, guys. I can't make this up. I really can't. Card number 1, continuous growth and ascension, perpetual soul ascension. I love that. Perpetual soul ascension. If you picked card number 1, what you're doing, you're looking at life right now and you're going, holy crap, this sucks. It sucks. I got so much going on. I don't know if I'm coming or going. What's up? What's down? Left, right. You're almost hitting your head against the wall because you feel stuck. You don't know what to do. This card is telling you to stop and take a moment and go, oh, it's not that bad. Why? Because even in society, in your human body, this feels overwhelming. What is your soul getting from this? Where are you going from this? Why am I feeling this? Why am I going there? Why is this happening again? All of those wonderful questions are going on. So look at that. Even though life might be a little bit hard for you right now, okay? And I'm going to say for right now and a little bit. Why? Because you have survived this before. This has happened before over and over again, but probably to a lesser extent now. Why? Because you're looking at it different. Why? Because you're growing as a person. You're growing as a soul. Your soul's ascending further. And the issues you have right now really are happening. Why? Because your soul needs them for growth and understanding. There you go. That's what's going on. That makes it a little easier because when you take the human form out of the reality of what's going on in life, it makes it easier to find to solve the issue. That's card number 1. I like these cards. Card number 2, imagination, play, resilience. It's children of the new earth. Oh my God, this card, I just look at it and it's pushing me away in some ways and pulling me forward. Imagination, play, and resilience. Is that not beautiful? How gorgeous is that? Because you have a child that actually shows the play because it's a child. But she's looking into something that's just glorious and it's this ball and it looks like the earth, but honestly, it looks like a crystal ball at the same time. And she's looking in there and she's just using her imagination. She's going, what's there? What can I pull from that? But yeah, because of the day and age, you're looking at the resilience. She's made it through it. She's evolved. Isn't it gorgeous? And when we're looking at this card, you are all those things too. If you pick card number 2, it is telling you to get through what you're going through. What you have to do is really have to kind of look through child's eyes. What's that mean? You have to look through your imagination. You have to look through all that. You have to realize you've been here, done that. And if you are standing, you have lived through so much more than what you already are right now. And this deck, this card right here is saying, guess what? You're going to make it again. But you have to look at it differently. You cannot look at life and the situation that you always looked at. You have to change your way of looking at it. You have to see it differently in order to push through, in order to find a better solution than you have before. Or maybe the solution's the same, but you have to look at this and accept it in a different manner. Card number 3 is, okay, Initiatrix, willingness, fluency, and emergence. Look at the warrior. Isn't that just gorgeous? When I'm looking at this, I am seeing the warrior. I am seeing the waves of just everything behind her. I am seeing the tiger on the bottom. I'm seeing all of it. And I'm seeing that willingness to go there, willingness to go, okay, I have a lot going on around me. I don't know if I'm coming or going. This all is scary. It's terrifying, but yet I can push through it. You can push through it. And this is what this card is telling me, is that no matter what is happening around you, you can push through this. All you have to do is literally put on your armor and say, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But make sure you keep your eyes open. Make sure you keep your eyes open, because that right there is your hope, guys. That's your hope. Card number 4 is the Jaguar Council. Odyssey, synergy, and stewardship. Look at that. You have a jaguar in this one, a tiger on the other. This one is wisdom. This one is inner knowing. Look within her eyes and you see it. She knows. She's got strength. She's got a beautiful kinship. She knows things. And that's what this card is saying, is you know where you need to go. You need to look within. You need to see it through your own soul. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And this card is saying you need to look within. The answer is there. Where to go is there. It's all within you. But you have to still yourself. You have to be calm. You have to bring yourself into that knowing that, you know what? There is no right. There is no wrong. You just know where to go. These cards. And the last card is, okay, and I'm Queen of Heaven. Vulnerability, power, and wholeness. Vulnerability, power, and wholeness. I'm looking at this card because, again, there's another animal. Not even looking threatening. And he is the king of the jungle, and he doesn't look threatening. But look at her. Beautiful woman with wings of gold behind her. Definitely attached to her, ready to fly. You have to put yourself in a space. This woman has no armor. But she has a fierce line. She has those beautiful wings. And you can tell, looking at this card, this woman is very powerful. She doesn't need the golden armor. She doesn't need anything around her. She knows. She brings the light of herself through. But it's through her vulnerability you're going to find strength. Through telling yourself, I can do this. I may have to ask for help. I may have to go someplace, but that's okay. Because you're going to be okay. No matter what. Picking card number 5 tells me you're going to be okay. But you may have to do a few things you don't want to, or you think are wrong, or is really putting your ego to test. But that's okay. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable in order to find strength. Card number 1 is continuous growth, ascension. Card number 2 was imagination, play, and resilience. Card number 3 was willingness, fluency, emergence. Card number 4 was audacity, synergy, and stewardship. And card number 5 is vulnerability, power, and wholeness. And when I'm looking at these cards, this is a beautiful bringing together of cards, because honestly, I think they're all basically stating the same thing. Okay, when you're looking at this, you're in a situation right now within life that you're going, oh my gosh, I don't know how to get through this. I don't know how to get past it. You know, this situation, I think you've been there, done that, seen it before, but you know what? You've always had an issue getting through it. Even though you've gotten through it, you have an issue getting through it. Why? Because it's just hard, you know, and I feel like it comes back to you going, oh my gosh, it's almost your ego trying to get through it, but you can't quite get there. Okay. So what these cards are saying is that, you know what, it's okay. You need, in order to stop being in the same situation over and over and over again, you have to get right in here and go, it's okay. It's okay to be there. It's okay. Because each time it's a little easier. Each time it's a little different. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's a way of doing it. That's it. Get okay here, because it's not like you're dropping down your standards. You're opening up your own willingness to kind of experience, to kind of move on. You're okay, though. You're okay. Be vulnerable. You're going to find power in that. I love these cards, guys. I really do. I love the fact that these cards, although vastly different, each card told the same story. It's almost like everybody had the same issue, and the cards said, boom, boom, just kind of kept driving it into your head over and over again. And I love that. Okay, guys, which to me is awesome. I love this. So, guys, where's DeEtte this week? DeEtte is nowhere this week. Honestly, nothing. I am cleaning up my desk. I am cleaning up old work stuff. I'm making it so when we go into the holidays, I've got nothing out there. Okay. Now, can I tell you something? My books are open. I'm there to do readings, but really hard to find me right now. Why? Because my website went down a week and a half ago, guys. It's been a while. My website has been down, and it's not down because it's just gone bad. It's down because a beautiful old web designer of mine, Todd Bates, got in there, looked at it, went in there just to kind of see what was going on with it. And he found out that my website was not where it needed to be or how it needed to be. So he offered to, let's rebuild this and get it to be the website it needs to be. And he's ran into some roadblocks. And that's okay. For right now, the website needs to be done. Whatever it's going to be when it's glorious. But it does make it hard to find me right now and book those readings. So if you'd like to have a reading with me, there's still multiple ways to do this and book with me. You're going to have to reach out to me directly. 2 ways to find me. Medium at DeEtteRenee.com. Medium at DeEtteRenee.com. That is my direct email to me. Excuse me. Or find me on Facebook, Bear. It is BearBair. You'll see the nickname next to it is DeEtte Renee, so you'll know it's me. It's also a picture of me on there with Bear, who is the puppy who carries the name Bear on the big picture, the big, beautiful picture. So that's how you're going to find me. That's how you're going to get readings. We do have gift certificates for Christmas or whatever, if you want to put them up throughout the year. I did have somebody finally reach out going, oh my God, I think I found you. How do I do this? And I'm like, there we go. Have they done anything yet? No, but they at least found me. So there is that. That's a blessing in itself. So again, email me directly, medium at DeEtteRenee.com. Find me on Facebook, which is Bear, and we will get you scheduled or those certificates. I do have a beginners class coming up, guys, end of January 31st. It's beginners. It's up in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. That is a beginners. It's a Saturday. It is a 10 to 5 p.m. class. It's an all-day class. That class, because it's in person, is only $100. It's very inexpensive. If you want to give somebody a beautiful gift of just being able to find themselves, it's a beautiful thing. You reach out again, get that certificate, sign up for that class, whatever you need to do. It's a great thing. It's really an inexpensive gift. If you think $100 is a very inexpensive gift to give to somebody to help somebody get some clarity in themselves. There you go. So with that being said, guys, you guys have an amazing week. Just so you know, the next week or two are recorded shows. Why? Because the next 2 weeks, the grandbabies have off. So we're looking, next Monday is definitely recorded. The Monday after might be recorded. Haven't decided. We're letting that one come from the universe. If it is, that's okay. You will have me back live when we get into January, the new year. You guys have a great day. Have a beautiful week. Have a very Merry Christmas. You'll see me again very soon. This is DeEtte, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. You guys have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.